CES 2017 is absolutely going off this year for autonomous cars. Check out what we've seen so far. There is so much cool stuff at CES. There is the gadgets, the gizmos, the flat TVs, the wearable tech, the drones. But for me, what I want to talk about today is the autonomous vehicles. You saw what we have coming up in our future, and I am so excited. Don't get me wrong, I think that it's going to be an incredible gift to humanity to have so many lives saved with these autonomous cars and autonomous vehicles. But one thing actually kind of gets me down a little bit, and that's what I wanted to talk about today really briefly. I don't think, after seeing CES 2017, that I will ever be able to teach my son how to drive a car. And that's crazy. You know, you think about growing up and in your teenage years, you wanted that freedom, that flexibility, the responsibility of driving a car and having your own car. To be able to go on a drive whenever you like was you just couldn't wait for it. And I will never be able to give my son the opportunity to teach him how to drive a vehicle. You know, it's that transition process, that process of learning and growing, and that father-son bonding. I mean, yes, a lot of parents, like mothers, teach their kids to drive as well, but for me, it was my father, and he taught me to drive in an old manual ute from work. A ute, or is a utility for all you Americans out there. He taught me to drive in this ute, and we used to, I was crunching gears and couldn't get out of neutral, and handbrake starts, hill starts was the worst. I tried reverse parking, that was just a nightmare, but it was part of the process. It was part of learning and growing. I think, in another 15 years' time, when my son is of the age of going for his license and things like that, I don't think that he's going to have to learn how to change gears. I don't think he's going to have to learn how to reverse park, hill start, how to, do all the maneuvers that we had to. It's going to be autonomous. And that's a bit of a downer, I think. Hey, it's exciting. Don't get me wrong. I'm the biggest fan of new tech and just love it. But it's a bit of a downer. I was kind of looking forward to that. So that kind of got me thinking, what steps or processes are going to have to be in place to teach these new kids how to drive autonomous vehicles? Because there's still going to be circumstances, at least for the foreseeable future, that humans will have to take over control of the vehicle. So maybe they'll still have to drive in some capacity. I'm not really sure, and that's really interesting to think about. Just imagine, hey son, here's how you drive an automatic vehicle. Don't touch the steering wheel. Don't accelerate. You don't need to change gears. Don't worry about looking in any direction, because there's a camera that takes in 400 million points of view. And if you can see anything in the road, don't worry about looking at it, because the car's already seen it. All right, you ready to go? Okay, push the button. Is that going to be it? Is that the full lesson? What about road rules? I remember my dad used to tell me, the road rules. Okay, coming up to the roundabout, you got to indicate. Well, I think you have to I think you should indicate. If you indicate sometimes, oh mate, don't, just stuff it. Just drive through the roundabout. You'll be right. That won't happen. I can't just tell my son, be hey buddy, don't worry about that road rule. Or if you see an orange light, speed up mate, because it's going to turn red soon. Those rules don't exist with autonomous vehicles. So what do I teach him? How do I get him prepared for this autonomous vehicle? And will they even be a car? Here we're talking about this 4 wheels on the ground. What if they get an autonomous motorbike? That would be awesome. I saw the concept bike from, I think it might have been BMW, where it's upright. The rider doesn't even need to wear a helmet. It's that safe. I would put him on that any day. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Should I feel sad about not teaching him how to drive? Is there going to be an alternative? Will I still have to teach him some kind of rules or some kind of use of a vehicle? I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. That would be awesome. And I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.